Okay, we have it fixed. It looks like
Okay.
default device broke. I think. Oh, I started off. I had things set to my speaker. It looks like when I change my default device on Windows, it doesn't update in OBS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Which
default sucks for OBS. Like, be
I've
as specific
never
as
had
you
that issue.
can.
Yeah, I never needed to do that before. Okay,
Do we
So
want
we're
to do
back.
testing with all of us?
no, it'll be one feed for everyone. We're all fine.
Wait, so that means they missed the Zen recap.
Yep.
Wait, what?
I'm not doing it again.
So let's have a normal
we're-
recap. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Fusewrights Union.
We're
Episode
bad at this
3.
game.
We have had 45 minutes of content that was just missed because of
Oh,
OBS
we're so bad at this.
technical difficulties.
Who let us do
So-
this?
Let's recap what we lost last time. Last session, the latter half of it was muted. That was my fault. I take full ownership for that. So we recapped that. And this time, OBS decided it didn't want to record. It recorded me just fine. It didn't record anyone else at all. We're fine now. Everything's working. So
How are you?
So what happened after the end of the midway point of episode 2? So you guys met with Skurlock, you did the bar thing, you finished. We took a break, and then downtime started. During downtime, I believe we had a few things happen. Grine, you had an unexpected visitor while you were doing some side work for the people of Scotland.
It's a bad time when your dead wife shows up, especially when like you're responsible. Well, you're not responsible,
Not directly, but indirectly.
Yes.
You made the thing that killed her.
Yep. Also, if you guys don't mind checking if the volumes are good and things like that between my mic and your mics, and just let me know. Yeah, so she showed up. She's like, I am very happy to see you, and I'm very happy to team up with you, and we'll kill whoever killed me. We'll get our revenge. Don't worry about it. I love you. We had some doctor's appointments come up where you guys all went and see if you could grab some painkillers for the battle wounds and bullet wounds and everything that you suffered.
And emotional scars.
And emotional scars. You guys went around to one doctor who was, I think this person was a friend of Adric. He was a medic in the war once, and he helped you guys some, and then you're like, oh, okay, that's not enough, and he's not willing to help us anymore, so let's go to Grine's friends, an apothecary, Stasia. And she helped you guys out, and in return, Adric decided to steal some more medicine, which she found out about afterwards, and said that, cool, Grine, you're welcome to come over here, your friends are not.
My friends are terrible.
Yes.
The
Did anything
knew?
else happen last session that we missed?
Huh?
I
Oh!
think that's all the
We got a
highlights.
boat.
You got a
We
boat.
got a better boat.
We got a
Oh,
boat.
yes.
We advanced.
We had a boat
and you guys had a boat, and now you've upgraded the boat. Or
before we
how-
ever used the first boat.
Yes. What did that look like? Like, did you just trade in the boat for a new model, on sale?
No,
Did you
we
just
never
steal
saw it before. It was
Oh,
just
okay.
always better.
Well, no, you've used it. You've used the boat before.
Oh, it got
Yeah,
back from the shop. It just I don't know. Like
I like to
wasn't in
imagine
the
we just
episode
welded
previously.
plates onto it. We just welded plates.
It can carry more, and it is armored. So it's up to you
Yeah,
what that looks
and then-
like.
And then we realized we ran out of money after fixing the boat.
Oops.
We
So-
fixed the boat for the Skurlock job, and then realized
Yeah.
the Skurlock job it's gonna be
We need
harder.
the money.
What was the other upgrade you got in addition to the boat?
Hawker's rigging.
Hawker's rigging. Yep. So you can use
That's
that.
the one free item that is loadless.
Yes. Awesome. This session in the last 45 minutes that we missed so far, Ulf Ironborn met with Zaid. They had an awesome Commissioner Gordon, meeting Batman in a dark alley kind of thing. Yes. You can hear me describe it on the Twitch highlights, but you won't hear.
Just imagine
That's fine.
Commissioner Gordon called Batman on the bat phone, and we only got Commissioner Gordon's side of the conversation.
Exactly. He was basically. You guys agreed, let's see how working together works right now.
Mhm.
He's interested in working with you, and he said, all right, well, here's a thing. Kellen's, the oldest pub in the city, has now had basically a bunch of people who are anti-Scov have moved in, basically will will call out verbally, like abuse is the wrong word for this because they are not close, but
Assault.
verbally assault and then physically assault when drunk enough any scovs in there, or really it's getting to the point where it's anyone who isn't on their side in this. And Kellen's just letting it happen. He's still serving them. So Ulf said, like, teach them a lesson.
Kellen's a glass trader. We gotta take him down a peg.
You guys went, Adric and Zaid went to scout it out. They found out that because it's the oldest pub in the city, the Foundation has interest in keeping specifically the building up. So don't blow it up, or at least if you do, they won't like it. And that the Skov consulate is, what's the right way to put that? I wouldn't say it's not a green, but it's almost like like being a doormat to everything they're saying. In a way, like they're not going out of their way. They're bending over backwards for these type of people with their statements, and they give them most bare bones statements. They won't like condemn any of these acts at all or anything like that. And these people are using that as like, you see,
justification. Yeah.
So you went and scouted all that out. Some drunk Skovs went up to you and were like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And the Phoenix, or even just the reputation of the Phoenix, scared them off when they saw Red.
Skovs? I thought they were specifically not Skovs.
Did I say Skovs?
Yes.
You said Skovs.
My bad. And like anti-Skovs.
Anti-Skovs. That's not a good phrase. That's not a good way to phrase it. There's got to be a better term for the asshole faction.
Scoffs.
They are not scoffs. Yeah.
No confusion there.
Yeah, they aren't a faction right now. They're just a bunch. They're like your rival. Like, you know how you have Hicks, your own group, like people in your university who are like talking about like the whole class system is a facade and all of that, like whole thing. This is like your opposite. These are the people.
The college Republicans.
Exactly. Listen, I didn't want to say it, but yeah, they are. They are about your age. Many of them have their university like colors on and uniform on.
Oh no! Why are they hanging out here?
Many of them aren't. It's I think that some of them are, but a lot of them.
This is the metaphorical college Republicans.
Yeah, they've moved in here on force. Maybe that's how they feel safe. Either way, none of them look too old. Most of them look at an, what's the word? Not influential, but like they're at an age where they can be influenced.
Okay, so don't kill them.
Impressionable, that's the word. Yeah,
just beat the shit out of them.
They're at a young adult impressionable age.
I'll leave an impression with my fist.
I was gonna say the barrel of my gun hitting them on the head.
Yeah, so that's everything that's happened
after I pistol whip them.
So far.
Yeah, that's all well and good, but they didn't come up with this idea on their own. Come on.
No, that's true.
We did.
Also, my question is, where's the money in this job? Like, if we're robbing the bar,
pockets.
that's fine.
Yeah.
If we're robbing their pockets, that's 2 coin. Like,
We're doing both. We're taking the money from their pockets and the money from the register.
Yeah.
And forcing them to empty their trust fund.
Yeah. No, you put it. You got to their bank and like, we're going to the ATM, buddy.
Yes,
write me a
because
check.
they have that.
Write me. Oh, what do you mean you don't have $7,000 in your pockets? Write me a check, and then we go to bank.
Okay, so with all that said and done, that's what has happened so far. What do you do? What do you guys want to jump into?
I think
the score?
Grind had a thing, right?
Yeah, I got a possible side thing if you guys don't mind. I gotta go see a priest about a ghost.
Oh, ooh, I want to come. I have a question for said priest.
Oh,
you don't want to be there. You do not want to be there. Trust me.
I have a thing. I have to ask the priest questions.
Hicks, follow anyways?
You might not want to go to this one, buddy. Because if I recall correctly, you ran afoul of some religious folk and they may or may not be the same religious folk.
Oh. Um. hmm.
Oh,
Can I
those
have
people.
you ask him a question for me?
Sure. I mean, yeah. Just write it down. We'll bring it with.
All right.
And I'll somehow surreptitiously slip that into the conversation about my dead wife haunting me.
It's about secret tunnels. I need to know if this church has any secret tunnels.
Okay.
You know what? You don't know if this church has secret tunnels.
Yeah, I know. The question is, I need the priest to confirm or deny if the church has secret tunnels.
Okay.
So I could compare that result to my research to kind of set me on the right course.
Is this just something Hicks yells at everybody as they're going about their business and find out if they have any tunnels?
You're going to Shaw Hollow? Look for secret tunnels.
Well, if you're going to talk
Secret
to a
tunnel
priest
into Kellens. That's what we'll do.
Yeah, you're talking to a priest in an old church. I feel like if anywhere's going to have secret tunnels,
It's fair. Yeah.
That's fair. So you would know that priests of especially a priest would definitely not be out in the open or have a church that's obviously a church from the outside. That it is technically illegal. The Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh is the state religion. It is.
Oh, the bondage church is state religion?
Yes.
So,
Okay.
the aspiring to become demons church is state religion.
Yes, it is.
Listen, bondage is aspiring to become demons. Aren't they really just the same thing?
So
I don't know.
They don't have specifically any churches that are up above ground. I think you know where to meet her. And I think you go to. Yeah. Oh, can I write that down? No, let me write that down. I actually do go. There is. It's in Silk Shore, or it's in Barrowclef. There's a circus, basically, a performing circus area, in, I believe it's Barrowcleft. I'm double checking that. Where in some of the back rooms and underground areas of this, where the circus is set up, and they're always there. They are not a traveling circus. Where are we? Barrowcleft. No, it's not Barrowcleft. We'll find it. Dunslow. It's never done slow. Go. Oh yeah, here we go. The Spark Grounds. It's in Silkshore. Beneath crackling flares of a lightning tower. It's an open field that draws crowds to watch the death-defying stunts of acrobats and circus performers, including the notorious spark flyers who soar in manned kites adorned with bits of metal. So I think her church is like a tent, basically. It's one of the back tents. It is.
Oh God. I mean, people with snakes and talking in tongues.
You just had to undercut my tunnel plan.
They're meeting in an open field. Yeah, and I think this is something they would probably try to hide. So this would be labels. This would probably be like a storage tent, and you go inside, and there's a small area that's filled with crates and boxes, and then you go in through a second layer, and then you see the church itself. Are you going when there's no I don't know if are you going outside of regular service? You're just going to visit her one-on-one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be trying to find her alone, preferably.
Okay. So yeah, I think you enter. I don't think there's chairs here. There's a bunch of carpets laid out. And I think in the center of this now square tent, it's a rectangle outside, but then there's the front area that's cut off. So now it's a square inside. Is this? It almost looks like it's in the style of a crystal ball or something. That's like a palantir is almost what it looks like on a pedestal. Is sort of what it looks like, but you would recognize it as the symbology and the idol of the closed eye is what she worships. It is the same closed eye whose I think this actually might be the same temple. Hicks, is this the same temple you ransacked or not? I'm going to leave it
No.
up to you. Okay, it's a
This
different
seems
one.
like a dangerous place for a drunk party
At the circus? Okay.
with lightning bolts.
That's
Lightning
fair. Lightning
circus
circus.
seems like a
Lightning
bad
bolts.
party place.
Okay, so this is
unless
not the
you're-
same one, but you know the symbology, you know her, you know what she worships, and yeah, you when you just enter and you already know to do this, you like stop before you get too far in, and you hear her voice is like calls out from the shadows like stop, and you know that the wards and they're like protective charms here that will affect you mentally, if to like make you like forget you ever saw this and turn around and leave and stuff like that. So she has you stop before you that triggers, and then
Wait. They have a neuralizer? Like the Men in Black neuralizer?
something like that. I don't think you've ever been on the unfortunate side of it.
It's a big club.
Cool.
It's a bright flashing light, and a grown man with a club who, when you're blinded by the flashing light, just brains you, and they leave you in a field.
But there are like spirits and charms that protect their areas, and so she, as she comes up and starts like basically turning off the magical alarm, she says, "Grine, so good to see you. How are you?" And there's this like woman wearing like with a long like deep black hair, wearing all black. She has very pale skin. She's tall as well. She like floats over to you, and once the alarms are done, she like gives you like a light hug with like two like kind of long black fingernails, and yes.
You said float. Do you mean
Not literally.
elegantly walk?
Yes.
Or float like robot inhabited by spirit with little jetpack in the feet?
Elegantly
float.
walk. Metaphorically float.
All right, because you
But
can
that's a good
literally
question.
float
Yes,
in this game.
that is a good question. Thank you for clarifying. Especially when the priestess of a forgotten god. She says, "So good to see you, Grind. How have you been?"
He like wrings his hands a little bit. He's like, "Well, better than last time. I think it's been a while since I've been here."
Yes. Come, sit down. She like gestures to one of the carpets, one of like rugs on the floor, and wants to sit down next to you on it.
Yeah, and Brian like takes a seat, looks at her, and you remember the last time I was here? My wife, the problems I was having, coming to terms with.
Yes, I still miss her sometimes. Did she know Sierra personally, or is it more distant than that?
I think it's more distant than that. Like Grind came here when nothing else would help.
Okay,
Right,
and that's
It was
when you met her.
last refuge. Yeah.
Okay, so she says,
And-
"Yes, I am familiar. I hope I heard you are doing better."
Yeah, I had found a new purpose. But
That's good.
the other night, well, Sarah came back. We had a conversation. It was it's good, but disturbing as well. And I am not that well versed in these things. Yeah, I mean, ghosts exist. We know this. We know what they're made of, but we don't know what they are really. And I have not. I deal in facts, not in theories.
She nods. Are you are absolutely sure that you saw her? This isn't a, that's I'm so I don't want to. This is a serious event.
Yeah, it would be very serious. I do believe that I saw her, and she is very interested in finding out who had a hand in ending her life.
Does she know?
Does Melissa know?
Yes.
Probably. Yeah.
Okay, it came out.
Prob-
Maybe not immediately. Okay, she's like, I understand. You're in a difficult situation.
Yeah.
Before we begin,
And-
would you like to pray with me?
Does that do anything?
The forgotten gods, the closed eye, always watches.
Sounds like it doesn't make much sense, but
It
you've helped me before, and I guess I will just not take anything literally from this point forward.
She chuckles and she says, that would be helpful when it comes to us. And she like steps forward to the altar and starts like giving a prayer. Like
You see Grind like haltingly behind her, being like trying to figure out what exactly he's supposed to be doing here, because he has no clue.
yeah, that's fair. And yeah, she says something that's like oh, closed eye. Like she prays that her god would close the eyes of Sira to vengeance, and that she would not follow down the path. Like she uses that kind of like closing of doors in a positive way when the opportunities are haunting or negative or things like that. And so she talks in that way that her god would guide Sira. And yeah, then it's only like a minute or two. She doesn't get. It's more just before weekend. She turns back to you. She says, now. You. Well. You wanted to. What is it that you do want, Grine? Do you want
Well,
I
First, I want to understand why now, why here, and what's going on. And if what limited knowledge I have of ghosts is true, might need a whisper or something along those lines.
She nods. I have some experience with ghosts. They tend not to return after such a long period. It is
That's good
usually
news.
a few days, maybe a week or two at most.
So you are saying this is not normal?
I don't think so. It's a very unusual circumstance, and I am not a whisper. I'm just a humble priestess. Brian,
Do
if
you
you would
know
allow me to,
anyone? Yeah, sure. go ahead.
I'd like to confer with my own supervisor. Their name is Jade Eyes. They Yep.
I want to say she has to call a manager.
Yeah,
You're not high
that
up.
was my thing too. Like, okay, we're gonna have to upgrade you to level 2 tech support because your problem's fucked up.
Yeah, but she says like let me talk to them. Let me see if I can find out what's going on.
That
She stops and searching for her. See if you want to say something. You can.
that would be good. And I am sorry to burden you with this, but you are the only one I know with previous experience.
I appreciate you coming to me. I will do my best to help. She just remembers something, and then she says, Do you know anything about a Hicks keel? She says. I
Uh,
was asked to help in finding them and deliver a message if anyone found
I
that
believe
person.
the name sounds familiar. Maybe a student I once had.
I thought so. There was some sort of altercation at another temple, and Jade Eyes has asked that some sort of reparation be made. She's about to say something and she stops, and then she says, they are asking for reparations for some sort of damage that was done. If
Well,
you
I
can
can-
bring them here or something, we can get this all sorted out. I wouldn't want this Hicks getting into any trouble. The closed eye can hold a grudge, and it's very dangerous. She like looks worried, and she says, "It is for Hicks's, or it is for Mr. Keel's own good that he makes reparations as quickly as possible."
Well, I can put the feelers out. I do know some people these days that might be able to help. What kind of reparations? That sounded, just your general look and everything. That sounded very ominous.
Oh no. She gives you a number, and she basically says like the temple was it was something sacred filled with valuables that were missing or destroyed, and the reparations would, in this case, be financial. And she says an equivalent of 4 coin.
Mein Gott, that's a lot of dough.
She nods.
Yeah, I will see what I can do. And if you have anything for me, send a messenger to Six Towers.
The general district.
Ask around. They'll find me.
Very well. And you know where to find me. It was good to see you, Grind. I hope that we figure this situation out with your wife. She almost says her name, but doesn't.
Yeah, me too. This is I mean, I can't say it's bad. It's nice to see her face, to talk to her again, but something about it is not right.
Okay. Yeah, and she says, I think that your intuition is correct as usual. Take care, Grind. And then I think there are... I think someone else like is waiting outside, like not outside, but like waiting to come in after you're done. They won't come in while you're done. They're like waiting for you so they can step inside. So she sees you out.
I stumble out and do my best like revival church impression of being healed as I walk away.
Nice.
I was blind and now I can see.
Wait, no, the other way. It's the other way. I could
thank
see and now I'm blind. Okay.
Closed eye. Oh boy.
On your way home, as you're on your way home after you leave the circus, the air gets colder around you, Grind. And
Just immediately drops his caramel corn, starts looking
yeah. And you see the silhouette of Syrah as before. It's you two alone, I think, is when she waited to say this. But she says, I think she says, what was that visit about, Grind? I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm curious too, Liebchen. I don't know much about what happens after this life. And I was making sure that you are okay. You know me.
That's
If
so
I don't know
sweet.
something, I will find out about it.
There was something stopping me from listening. I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
Oh,
And
no.
yeah, so she
Yeah.
says like she couldn't hear what was going on. The arcane wards were keeping her out.
I
So
tried to
you
listen to your
are-
phone call, honey, but I couldn't hear.
Something wrong with your
I
phone?
read your emails last night.
Honey, something wrong? You changed your email password.
I cannot think of
yeah,
scarier
so-
phrase to come out of
Yes.
someone's mouth. So
I think he's just like yeah, it's good to have you here. I love seeing you again. It makes me happy. But you were gone for a while, and apparently that is not normal for you to be here now.
She nods.
Do you know what's going on? Is there something you should tell me? Do you know anything?
It's nothing you need to worry about, dear.
Yeah, I think it is though. Talking to my wife like I normally would. Yeah, there is something wrong. You are here, and apparently that should only happen a couple of days after you leave. But it has been over a year, and you are back. Have you been back the entire time?
I think you're being honest with her, so make a consort roll.
Okay, I have a dot. Let's do this.
Devil's Bargain. I think the most obvious one is even one way or another. Even if she tells you the truth, just the stress of like whatever is going on here. We'll tick a dot on the 6 o'clock for her losing herself to vengeance.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Sure. And this is what, controlled?
Yes,
That's
this is controlled.
Standard effect, I'm guessing.
Yes.
With a bonus die. And a 5.
Okay. So I think that I think just this is more stress than than even she was expecting. The consequence, I'll just tick 1 o'clock, so it's halfway. But I think she does answer honestly.
Goody.
Yes. She answers honestly. She says, I have been around for some time. I was not with you, and I'm so sorry. I didn't mean anything by it. I wanted to see you. On that night where I died, where so many others died, some other ghosts came and they gathered some of us. They acted as guides for us, as they helped us when we were confused and didn't know why we were dead and didn't know what was going on. They came for our spirits, and they stopped us from our darker impulses. They taught us things. They kept us sane.
Do they have a name or a place where they gathered you?
Not specifically. They worship a god known as the Reconciler, and call themselves the Reconciled. Such.
Not the best name in the world, but it sounds good intentioned.
It's on the blade
It just
table.
needs some. It just needs some PR, I think.
It's built into the blade table. Reconciler.
which faction are we talking about again?
The Reconciled is a faction
Reconciled.
of ghosts that don't go insane.
Probably be
Oh.
on the fringe, tier 3, stronghold.
Yep.
Fantastic.
And so
All right.
he says they claim to remove people's need for vengeance, remove our there's some ritual that they do to help us stay ourselves even in this new form. There are places
Spectral anger management.
of a sort. It is a forgiveness ritual where, but it's something blessed. Like it's more than just a meditative journey. It's something more than that. It gives it power. It require, but
Well-
even after that was done to me, and I went through everything, but the reconciled their, and she says this with sadness, not even with anger necessarily. They're very hypocritical. They claim to be detached and above, not even, they claim to be beyond the world, which I am. But yet they're very politically minded. They do things to affect the populace of this city, possess certain people, and it just didn't seem right. So I left them and came to you. I was going to ask, and that's why I came to you, but then I saw that you were in that place, so I waited. I'm hungry, Grind.
That does not sound good. What do you eat?
Take her into your body. Become a vampire.
She says, there are places of power that I can feed from, but now that I left the Reconciled, I am no longer permitted there.
And there are other places like this that exist within Duskwall?
I don't know of any others. I have searched.
Ah,
They are secret, if they exist at all.
this is a
There's
problem then.
more.
Oh, good. Please,
Well,
share.
there's another option. I have searched for these. I was hoping, Grind, you know I've always thought you were a genius.
Yeah.
I would be able to feed for a very long time in a body if it is prepared correctly. I can possess it, and there would be very few ill effects. I can return to you.
Very few is not none.
Robot
First of all.
life. Robot life.
I'm actually
I
going to check
don't-
real quick. What
How is
Don't need a
body
sex
alive?
bot.
wrong thing.
Robot wife.
Sentient sex
Robot
bot.
life.
No, thank you.
Perfect life. That's it. You built the robot.
Robot wife, perfect life.
Okay. She what she says is I wouldn't. Here we go. There's that. Okay. I'm looking at the Unquiet Dead and how all of these work.
She wants to be a vampire.
You could also just
Yeah.
make her a hull.
And I think
That's robot wife.
That's-
Whole is robot wife.
she's mentioning the
Yeah.
vampire option. Not that she, I don't think she knows the term vampire, but she basically says I can inhabit someone if they're prepared correctly. And then she says, I don't know it, but you might. She mentions hull, basically, the idea of a hull. But she doesn't know the term. She just says, like, I have heard rumors that some of the Reconciled could possess mechanical bodies, but I don't want that. I want to live again.
Yeah. Well, it seems we have a problem in front of us, yeah? And the best way to handle this problem is to get a handle on all the facts first. I will look into these things,
Thank you.
and we will determine the best course of action. In the meantime, I think there's one other person you should be talking about.
She's like, just looks at you.
Your brother. I've been working with him. He's a a good person. He's flourished in the desperate times we find us in.
He is a good person, or was, I don't know. I tried. But when I get close, there's something off about him. His aura in the ghost field. It's...
Damn bird. I know it's the bird. He's got a weird pet now.
Yeah.
Got a weird pet.
She says there's
yeah.
something.
He's picked up scrapbooking.
Also, he could punch through a
Yeah.
ghost.
Yeah, I think she's just like, she doesn't seem like the same. I saw. I think, what would she say to that? She wouldn't have been a. Okay, I heard. The reconcile told me that something happened to him. That something. She like looks at you like, I know it's a ghost saying this. Unnatural. Is why he's alive.
Yeah, there were some extreme measures taken to preserve his life.
I just don't know if... They told me not to get near him again. You're sure, like... Is any of that true?
I don't know what's true as far as the effects of things on ghosts. I know he should be dead. He is not. Since that night, he has had a companion. But perhaps, if you are willing, I will let him know what's going on.
For now, if you can speak to him for me, send him my love. And
We'll find a platonic way of doing so, yes.
You've had the
don't
sister, why not have the
think
brother?
She would know about the Phoenix yet.
Yeah, does she know you're Batman?
I mean, it's up to you, Jordan, but I was going to assume no, because that would be a whole... I'm not going to just say that consequence happens.
I don't think she knows he's Batman yet. Like, she probably maybe tried to visit him before he became full Batman.
Yeah. And so I think she just says, yeah, send him my love, tell him... Tell him I'm sorry.
I'm sure he feels the same. We all do.
I think just for a second, she fully manifests, which is like it's a split second of terrifyingness. Like she looks gaunt and horrifying.
We already decided she was wearing like a very Puritan nightie,
Yeah, she
right?
almost looks like a Noon Wraith from The Witcher 3, like almost skeletal, like white, like nice dress kind of thing.
Metal.
And then it like she fades immediately. Before even you have to react. There's no stress damage from this very brief amount of time. She says, I have to go. I need to find something. I'm sorry. And then she disappears and wants to go.
Fine, I think I need new shorts. Is the demon.
It's a good thing I wore my brown pants.
Yeah. So she goes
Long
off.
Brown
as
ghost
folks.
hunting pants.
Yeah. She goes off to try and find some source of arcane sustenance.
Yeah, an ectoplasmic like White Castle. It's fine.
Just a drive-through for
Yeah.
ectoplasm.
Yeah, I guess I'll head back to base.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we'll save the other conversation for, we probably want to do some
Actual crime.
crimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some crime. Speaking of crime, when you come back to base, Hicks is sampling a lot of his combat chemicals to make
A lot
sure
of his
they all
own or a
work.
lot of grinds.
So
Drinking them? What do you sample? How do you sample them?
yeah,
Snorting it, smoking it,
it
injecting
depends on
it.
the
However,
combat chemical, But yeah, it's small sample sizes to make sure everything's good to go. Because I'm assuming back at HQ we've been planning Operation Beat Up Racists. So
Operation
so-
Beat Up Racists,
I'd
steal
very
their
much like to
wallets.
have a little
yeah,
bit
so
of
I'm
that.
like
Wait.
packing all of my stuff. Like I'm trying to lead into the conversation about the job. But yeah, Hicks is preparing his dumb bandolier of goofy chemicals because that's what I have to fight with. It's goofy chemicals that give you like migraines and are hallucinogens. Those are my tools.
So
what did you
as
say?
Grind's
Martha?
walking in, I'm just gonna smack Hicks on the back of the head and be, "Voft, you bastard, Voft! You're gonna take too much and it's going to be bad. So just push it into your nose."
Marissa, what did you
Also,
say?
There's a cult leader that really doesn't like you, my friend. You owe them some money, and we'll just waive that.
I don't think Hicks can see because of some sort of poison that I have inhaled to make sure it works. Yeah.
Well, they didn't exactly give you a bill, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marissa, what did
What
you
were
say?
you?
So, if
Yeah.
we are all together now, it's kind of like, all right, then let's go over like what is it that we're going to be doing here. And Adric is kind of getting off from the side and basically saying, hey, so if the plan is to like cause chaos, we can probably do that. And we can probably keep whatever this fight is relatively contained, but I need one of you guys to block the door, and if we're going to be getting money, I need one of you guys to get the till. So what's the plan?
And I think we'll cut there because what's the character.
Oh, there's one other thing we gotta do ahead of time. Oh, I guess we could flashback if we really have to.
I think that is what flashbacks are for figuring out the details of the plan.
Okay.
I guess as players, what is the plan type? Is it show of force then?
I think
Yeah.
show of force assault.
Assault. So it depends. Assault. Show of force is like intimidate and show your strength. Assault is just hit them, just make them hurt individually. Is your primary
Yes.
goal?
I think that's the goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
Nothing else
show up to
really
trivia night.
applies.
It was show up to trivia night with a bat and just
leave
hit.
with a broken bat.
leave broken people and an empty till behind us.
Okay, so let's get into it then. Let's see what we've got.
Listen, all of mine are guns, so I'm kneecapping people if I'm shooting them.
That's fine.
The
That works.
score.
I think the two people with bandoliers go first, and then you guys go and mop up the rest because
Okay.
we can take out large groups of people.
The point of
Yeah.
attack
I was really feeling the noxious fumes of skullfire poison, which causes incapacitating migraines in a small enclosed space. So,
Okay.
I have knives. I am looking forward to using them.
The-
Non-lethally, I guess.
So
Just
assault.
hit him with the.
The detail is the point
Yeah,
of
the point
attack.
is-
So
yeah,
the
the
detail
point
that
is
you're doing is
non-lethal.
the front door, kick it down, basically.
Kick it down, throw in a flashbang, and then go from
I
there.
just wanted to clarify. As far as I understand, this is a non-lethal beat 'em up. We're not planning on murdering a bunch of people.
Yeah.
No.
That's quite
If-
correct.
Until
All right, just yeah.
But,
if someone
if
pulls
we're
a gun, you pull a. Someone pulls a gun, you pull a gun back. But this is a non-lethal objective.
if you guys are chucking a flashbang in there, I would like to actually be in there first, preferably.
Before the flashbang.
Like
Okay.
it's easier to be on the other side of the room to have a different
Yeah.
point of view, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe
Choose
hide
your
in the
loadout,
bathroom
everybody.
for the flashbang.
Your
We'll
your
tape a
watch counts
flashbang
down
to
and
the
you go,
back of
I
the-
have to go.
Choose your loadout.
We'll tape a flashbang to the back of the toilet. You can go in, get it, drop it, do some Michael Corleone shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll figure
We're
it
going
out.
hard, right?
I think we should go full load, right? Like normal.
Full heavy.
Like just walk in with heavy armor.
I'm gonna go normal because
I'm going normal too.
normal seems right.
All right.
I mean, heavy only
I'm
gets me one
debating-
more, so
Oh yeah, that's fair. I'll also do normal because it
I
only
like
gives
the
me
idea
one
of
more.
heavy, but if I'm going to actually start in the bar, heavy's not going to work so well.
Yeah.
We also already get 6 because the weapon is free.
Well, it could be more than 6, right? because it says weapons. I could technically take out my long rifle and use that for Hawker's rigging.
Yeah, but there's a penalty for heavy. Is the point I'm making.
Oh, you're right.
There's
Okay.
some sort of. I'm pretty sure there's some sort of like if you go in heavy, there's a downside. So
Has everyone chosen their load?
I have.
Yep.
I have.
Okay. Engagement roll. So, start at 1 die for pure luck. Is the operation particularly bold or daring? I would actually say no, because it seems to be just a bunch of college dudes. Like,
Yeah.
it's not.
That's
It's
fair.
it's run out of a van into a bar and hit somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say no
it's-
for that. But neither is overly complex or contingent on many factors. Does this ban an explosive vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? No, but nor are they strongest, I don't think.
Mhm.
Are any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation?
No, they're not.
It's been pretty quick.
If Ironborn wants to help,
Oh yeah, we definitely.
but I don't
tell-
think that's a -1.
we definitely tell the big dude who is his own faction. Yeah, we're doing this.
Okay.
A little birdie flies and gives him a letter.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
All
they
right.
he just gives them the flyer for trivia night.
Okay.
yeah.
He just holds on.
Beautiful.
Okay. Plus or minus dice depending on other
Pop quiz.
factors such as tier, scale, situational advantages, or disadvantages. I think +1 because Wolf's helping you. So 2 dice. Who wants to make
Nice.
the engagement
Nice.
Did the
roll?
Phoenix make the roll? Oh, damn it.
Oh, you can roll. The Phoenix has a stake in it because it's your buddy,
Yeah,
so
he's
you
got
can
the biggest
roll.
stake.
Yes.
That's fine.
Uh,
That's a good way to do it. Whoever cares the most.
Is it just a fortune roll? Or is there like an engagement roll
There's
on
a
it? Oh,
button.
there it is.
There's a button on the
Two
Fusewrights
dice.
Union page.
Yes. Oh, fuck.
Ooh!
Why do
That's the last
let
There
time
we
you
go.
do
That's
that.
what I wanted to see.
You're
You're not
bad
allowed
at
to
role-playing
roll
games, and you should
anymore.
feel bad.
What happened to the previous success you got?
That's a yikes. Turns
Yep.
out the cops came to trivia night.
Let me think just a sec.
Stop
It might-
giving him ideas. Shut up.
Yeah, now you shut it. Shut it.
Oh, no, I know what it is. So you guys kick down the front door, and inside, a majority of these people you recognize are like tough and tattooed Leviathan hunters. Who are
Oh no, not racist Leviathan
Oh,
hunters.
Damn it! Like that's the Duskfall equivalent of like pumped up rednecks on meth. Oh,
Yeah. So,
Yep, you got the
yeah,
net.
you
we're
kick
fighting
open the
rednecks.
door, and like it's not
Alright.
all of them. They're still the college kids, but maybe now in the last like couple like day or two. Or,
That's
like,
where they heard it from, was the Leviathan hunters. That's
Yeah.
where they got their rhetoric from.
yeah, and you see these like tough like these guys are all like scarred, and they look like they're battle hardened. Some of them
Alright,
do have
let's-
weapons with them. There's a bunch of college kids, and I think there's gonna be. Let me check gang sizes before I say what size of gang it is.
We brought our own gang, right, guys?
We don't have a gang. We are a
We
gang.
brought Ulf Ironborn.
We can.
Oh, we brought him?
Flash.
Well, he
Yeah.
he
We
came
can
up.
flash
He's,
back to getting and acquire assets.
you also
Oh,
can
he
just
came with us.
yeah. No,
Sweet.
he is coming with you. Like when you're doing this
Nice.
together, he's coming with you. I think there's a medium gang, tier 2, but 12 of them. Like there's not just a couple. There's about 12
It's a
Leviathan
packed trivia
hunters.
night.
It is a packed trivia night.
Yeah, the trivia night was about like Leviathan hunting, which is why those guys are in here. They're like,
There
"Oh,
was
get free beer."
trivia night, and there's like a cash prize. So
Yeah.
these
No,
people are like-
first prize pays the tab for the team, so everybody showed up.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, good.
He invited one guy was like, I know some people, and then they invited their friends, and they invited their friends, and so there's like
It was-
one half is every other team of the pub, and the other half is one gigantic super team.
Leviathan hunter team.
Yep. So yeah, there's
Someone's
about a
gonna
dozen
tell them
Leviathan
about the
hunters, and then there's
size
like
limit.
20 to 25 regular people, not all of which are willing to fight at all.
I don't
Ulf
care.
Ironborn has his own gang of like thugs that look mean. They're not as many. There's probably 3 to 5 of them, as well as him. He's tier 1.
They're just
he's
tough
tier 1
dudes with
gangs.
bats. So that's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly. And then you want to just like you kick down the door, and then you flash back so there's more of you than what was.
Oh, we're not there yet. We
We're
can
not there
can
yet.
flank with our gang.
That's true, yeah. But either way, in the roll, yeah, you kicked open the door. You see these toughies. Who kicked open the door? Is it Ulf? Do you let him do it?
Of course.
Yeah.
He's the big strapping guy. Like, yeah.
Mhm. He's the dude with the hammer. You let
All
the
right.
hammer move in
Yeah.
first.
So
Are you looking for who's going
That-
first? Because I have a opening volley.
I'm already inside.
So you went
second
in
that
before. Okay.
Yeah, I was in.
Okay. So Adric, you saw all of that.
Yeah. Was able to basically notice, oh, this is going to be fun ahead of time.
Perfect. Do you want to let them know or anything, or do you want to flash back to anything before the door gets kicked open? Or just you're in.
No,
Yeah, what's
that's
going on
fine.
with
They
this?
can learn
Okay.
as they learn.
I think even as I think they don't bother you because you're like a kid, but they're still getting the stink eye from a lot of them, and some of them are like, why are you even here in you? But they don't full on kick you out yet because you're a kid.
Yeah.
And then this happens. Doors open. Ulf Ironborn just like strides in, and he starts like making a speech. Effectively, he's holding his like hammer. It's almost as big as he is, and he's saying like, "All right, this town." Or this, like he starts making a speech about how this pub is not theirs anymore, and this whole like get out all of you, or don't. And he like gives a smile like if you don't, this will be fun. Leviathan hunters, of course, are immediately starting to get up and like, all right, it's on.
The second that any sort of distraction is happening, like when that door was kicked down, I am basically pulling out some knives and starting to try and hamstring some people in the back.
That's a way to start
Secret
this non-lethal-
Secret.
I don't think that is secret. I
Excellent.
figured that, okay, the door's open, the plan is something's gonna go off. It's starting right away. Oh, he started with a speech? Well, that's not according to plan, so too bad.
Yep. All right.
Well, it's still at least getting attention off of us.
Why don't they aren't paying attention to you? I think this is actually prowl for a sneak attack, at least for now.
Okay.
For the first one, it's a prowl.
But I think skirmish works too if you prefer.
I'm not really trying to do this as sneakily. I'll go with skirmish because my
Yeah.
intention was the fight starts off when the door opens. I don't know why we're not doing it this way, but I'm not changing that.
Okay. Then why don't you roll skirmish? Devil's Bargain, one more clock on your sister. Oh, I didn't spell the name right. Castellan finds out your business.
Question, what's the roll look like?
Right now, controlled, because they are for this role specifically. Oh wait, no, it's controlled for you. Probably pretty bad for everyone else.
Okay.
They're not expecting the 14-year-old to whip out
It's
knives and start
controlled,
hamstringing
Yeah.
Don't
people.
think
Normally,
that's
I'd
the
like
devil's bargain.
by default, it's desperate for when you fail, but in this case, I think it'll be controlled if you because of the context.
Controlled and standard?
Yes, I think standard.
Okay.
No, just roll it then.
Risky. Up that
would-
to risky, actually. Not controlled.
Okay.
Desperate
Make it
great.
desperate.
I
Desperate great
would
effect.
I would like to push that to desperate to basically get as many people as I can.
Okay.
Like, I am
So you're not
going
really
quickly,
as people retaliate, you're not really caring. You're just like,
I'm just moving on to the next person, next.
all right, awesome. So
And yes, I'll take that devil's bargain for another dice.
is there a specific number of people you're trying to hamstring? Like, what is your goal here?
Well, we've got you said about 12 Leviathan hunters in the bar.
Are you targeting
In the
them?
herd.
Pardon?
Are you targeting them? You
They're
mentioned-
the
You mentioned just like the first people you saw, and most people are not Leviathan hunters in here.
yeah. Then I'm gonna go with not the Leviathan. It's basically whoever is nearest.
Okay.
And I don't think that I was hanging out near the Leviathan hunters because that's a problem, and it'll get me kicked out of here pretty faster. So no,
Start
not
hamstringing
Leviathan
college
Hunters.
kids.
I mean,
I'm
fuck
gonna
it.
start with the old couple that was in the corner.
They know what bar they were at.
That's
They know what bar there's a big sign that says
got a
"Scums don't
really
drink
good-
here."
It's got a really good lunch special, and they're frugal people. Like
We've been coming here for years, damn it.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
So,
care.
Colin,
It's
I'm trying to
Nazis
get
took
around-
over the bar.
6 or so before anyone's like seriously turning. Does that make reasonable?
Yeah, I think that I'm making this basically 2 clocks. You can see it on the map. Let me also do that so they can see that. There's an 8 clock for the Leviathan Hunters being defeated, and it's up to you what that means. And there's a 6 clock for the rest of the bar. Leviathan Hunters are literally tougher than the rest of the bar combined.
We gotta max both clocks basically to win.
Yep. You can
Yep.
and
Alright.
you can pick whichever one you would like.
All right, fair. I like this. I like this mini game. I can do this.
So you
Yeah.
said you're doing other crowds. Great effect would be if you succeed, it would be 3 ticks on that clock. You'll take out a good
Okay.
half of them.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Okay, so desperate, standard, nope. Desperate,
great.
great effect.
Yep,
Yeah.
which is
Mark
three.
XP. Make sure you mark XP.
I will take that devil's bargain. And the last thing I have a question about is, like, what is the point of a fine weapon?
Oh, increases your effect. So
Oh, that would be extreme.
that means extreme
Well,
effects,
no,
which
no.
means
You said what's the tier? Because it fine help makes up the tier difference too.
oh, okay. If you guys are tiers,
If we're tier 0, a
will
fine
count as tier
weapon
1.
is a tier 1 weapon.
Yes.
In which case, against the random people, it depends what the random people's tier is.
They're probably tier 1. Tier 0 was like almost on the streets. And some of these guys are on the streets, some are college students, like it's a mix.
Okay, so basically, in this case, that means nothing. We're just,
In a straight up fight, they don't have weapons. I think it just doesn't matter in this case.
Yeah, it's just a normal effect.
Against the Leviathan Hunters, it might. If I think your weapons tier will matter if you go against tiered armor is the big thing.
Fair
Or
enough.
like even in a duel, like a one-on-one duel. But in something like this, you can use a smashed glass bottle, and you can probably achieve similar effect.
Okay.
Especially against not Leviathan Hunters. They're a different
Yeah.
conversation. Because they
So-
are their own faction, I think, right?
They are,
Yes. 5, by the way. Tier 5.
Yeah, we're pissing them off, which is fine for now.
No,
as
they
long as
might,
we don't
they
do it
might have
again.
a good time. Like, we're not going to kill
Yeah,
them.
no,
This might be fun.
If you don't kill them, they might not have an issue. Like this is
Okay,
blowing off some steam
so-
for them.
because this will be a problem coming up, is hunting to shoot them in the kneecaps count as killing them?
It incapacitates them to the point where they lose money.
Yes.
And hunting is attacking with precision shooting from a distance, not necessarily killing.
I did also read that you can use hunt to like use pistols.
You can, and
Right,
yes,
it's
you
a-
can. The thing about it is, if you shoot them in the knee and kneecap them, they will basically lose their jobs. It might still kill them because of infection.
Yeah, that's not a big
Ooh.
proletariat move, buddy.
I'm working with what stats I got.
That's fair.
My murder stat is hunt. I have no skirmish, so I'm
You
useless
totally use
in
hunt.
here.
You can also like hunt.
go for the bar. Go for the
You
money.
can also shoot things that aren't people.
Yeah.
Ooh, good idea.
Okay. For now,
You can
Adric.
increase
Let's
shoot
do
chaos.
green arrow this shit.
Firstly,
now-
Adric.
Okay.
Yeah.
And skirmish 5.
All right. Cool. Okay. So I think
XP.
yes. You.
Thankful for the third dice.
That's true. You fill 3 ticks on the others, on the rest of the crowd. They're driven out, so you just start like laying into them, basically. Just like, I think Ulf's speech is interrupted by this noise. In the background, people are like and some people start moving. It's a very crowded bar, and the door's blocked, so some of them are like moving away from you. I think that Kellen himself, owner of the tavern, I think he tries to like hit you in the back with his like well-known passed down for generations club.
Okay.
This is it's probably like a very fine wooden club, very very large, and he's gonna deal some harm to you and knock you down. I think this is just level 2 harm. He's gonna deal to you, but then additionally he like knocks you onto the ground, and says like, "That's enough of that." But
so is resisting those two things separate?
yes,
Or...
it's instead of one bad consequence, it's 2 medium ones basically. You can resist those separately.
So bruised, knocked down, and yes, please.
Yeah, level 2 harm, and then you can resist that to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so resist that is just rolling that dice.
Yep, or using.
You could, you could
Are
use
you-
armor to make it tier 1, and then you could resist to make it 0.
Or you could just use armor to make it tier 1, or you could just resist to make it tier 1.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to use armor to make it tier 1, but I'm going to resist as well, and that's resisting with prowess, right?
Yes, yeah, this is a physical wound, so
Let's
it is
just-
prowess.
Hold that. Bonus dice, nothing that I know of.
Okay,
That did not work well.
You take 3
Okay,
stress.
so 3 stress?
Just
but-
3 stress.
Still, it's a
And now
lot.
it's down to level 1 harm, and then if you want to, you can use armor to negate that.
I will, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm still knocked down, or is that a separate
You
resist?
are still knocked down unless you resist that as well.
Yeah, I'm going to resist that as well.
Okay.
Oh no.
Come on, I can't get that better roll
There we
twice.
go, no
Okay,
resistance.
6.
So
You
the
did
way
it,
that
you did
resist
it.
work is usually the consequence still happens, but you avoid it somehow. So I think like, yeah, he hits you on the ground, thinks he's winded you. He hasn't at all, and then he goes to like step on you as you're on the ground. You roll out of the way before he even does that, and you're back, and you like
Yeah.
are back up.
So
before
it's
he
like
can
I have
react.
popped up, I'm out of the way.
Yes. Meanwhile, what are the rest of you guys doing? Ulf is making a beeline for Kellen. His thugs have just started like brawling.
I want to try to break into the employee entrance to go into like the
Coming in the
storage
back
and bar
way?
room from the outside.
Nice. All right. So yeah,
My plan.
the first thing is the door is locked in the back. It's like it's locked from this side. There's like a. I think it's probably that there's no handle actually to enter from the back. It just opens from the inside.
That's fine. I walk up with a crowbar and I open the door.
Cool. Roll to wreck.
Would
your
like
way
the
in.
open door with my fine wrecking tools.
Nice. This would matter. So yeah, you have extra effects. So this is great effect. Wreck your way in.
What's my position here?
I think this will
Back at the bar when everyone's inside
yes.
during a
No, I
fight.
know. People are paying attention. This will be risky.
Okay.
Let's make that desperate, baby.
What's my effect?
Great. Because of your crowbar.
Ooh.
Can I make an extreme effect so this door can never be closed again?
I think you're already doing that with great. If you want extreme effect, it would be
I don't even know.
I don't
no
know.
door. You've taken the hinges right off and you're burning the door in the alley.
Well, it could be more like you do it super quickly. Like it takes no time at all.
It's just
Yeah,
Right?
that sounds like
yeah.
a good call.
Super quickly, super quietly. Quietly we'll see about the riskiness, actually. So just yeah, you do it instantly. Okay. Roll to wreck. Devil's
So this is for
bargain
great
ideas.
with extreme effect, right?
Yes.
Well, if you make it desperate, it'll go to extreme.
Yeah, it's like
you
a
are desperate.
desperate with extreme
Yeah, and I think
effect.
desperate here is like
I'm
you're
just
not
it's
you're not being stealthy about it. People
Yeah.
if people notice you, then they know exactly what you're doing.
the goal is to do one fluid motion of Hicks walking into the door, smashing the crowbar against the side of the building, and it popping off the hinges, and continue my stride into the building. I want
Is
to be
anyone
very
else
cool.
with you?
I'm running defense because since this is the oldest bar in Char Hollow, I would assume that they have lamps hanging from the top, right? Or like maybe like gothic looking chandeliers, but like tiny ones.
Yeah, they
Enough
they
where I
still
could
keep
pop
fire
them
lamps.
to do non-lethal damage.
Okay. So you're still in the front then.
I'm like with Hicks. Like I followed Hicks back.
So are you helping?
I'm defending you, so I'm not physically helping.
Okay.
You're not helping
I just want
open
to
the
be
door.
clear if I get the die
Okay.
or not.
Devil's
I'm just there if
Bargain.
shit goes wrong.
I don't think your parents thing makes
that
sense.
No, it
Yes.
doesn't. Where's my little box? Yeah. There it goes. All right, cool. It went behind my character sheet, so I couldn't find the thing to put the.
I think Devil's Bargain +1 heat, leaving evidence behind the broken door.
Oh yeah, I'll take that Devil's Bargain.
Okay. If someone wants to add the heat to the the crew sheet,
I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
6. Nice. So you just pop
There we
it.
go.
The door doesn't matter.
Door doesn't matter. Might as well not even be there. You open it, and yeah, you see like you're in like a small area with like some stairs upwards, and then it leads into the the small like pub kitchen there that they have. Like not something great, but something where they make like they probably have a stew going or something like that. But you smell like cooking food. You hear the brawl up ahead. Yeah, there's an upstairs and the rest of the area in front of you. Grind, what are you up to while this is happening?
Well, seeing as how everyone else is out back and we can't just leave the kid on his own, Grind walks in as the fight starts, right behind Ulf, smashes binding oil on the latch to the door and shuts it. So the door is sealed.
That's
Great.
great.
Door.
There we go.
Okay.
And then I think he'll turn and just God, this is evil to do.
I don't think I think you can use the oil without a roll. I think that the door sealed is interesting for everyone inside. So
Yeah.
I mean, I had a similar plan.
And
Lovely.
there's two options I could do here. One's weird and the other one's cruel.
What's the weird one?
I'm interested to hear both.
Screw it. I can always do the cruel one next. All right. He reaches into his pocket, pulls out another globe of oil, and begins pouring it on tables. And then he picks up a table and throws it at the Leviathan hunters.
that's great.
Wait, so I think I
Drift
misunderstood what Hicks was doing. So is Hicks in the alley or is he in the bar?
I was going into the
Hicks was
alley
going into
to
the
get.
alley.
Okay.
So when I go into the bar, I am behind the bar. Yes, I go in to get into the fight and start participating, but I want to be behind the bar when I'm fighting. So if they want to get to me, they got to go
Jump
over the bar.
Yeah.
Okay. I think
Which is good for
with
you
that
if
new
you're
context, I'm still with you. Yeah.
Yes,
I thought you walked in the front door too, hopped behind the bar to immediately go for the loot. I thought
okay.
that's what you were doing.
No. I was breaking
Okay.
in the back, so we fight behind the bar.
Yeah,
Opposed
it's
to
okay.
in the middle.
What
I'm
was
still-
the oil
I'm
on
still
the
with you then.
tables?
It's like light oil or something.
It's
Drift.
called drift oil. It makes things neutrally buoyant in the air. You
That
can
is
just throw.
great.
Beautiful.
I think,
And the intent of this roll is to like pop off the fight, right? To get everybody brawling.
yeah, okay,
Let's-
cool.
Begin the
Bar
chaos.
fight.
Yep. I think this is still skirmish, even though you're using your
wreck.
tools.
Doesn't the player get to choose what they're using?
Yes,
by their
and
description?
you do get to ultimately decide. It's just that the best effect would be with that. I think. Because the action is basically you throwing a table.
Yeah. Everybody knows you want to start a bar fight, you throw tables and chairs. Like that's
You're just
Start
starting
a bar
I
fight.
approve. I figured you guys would start this off.
Okay. So I could see this being wreck. I could see this being skirmish. I could see this being tinker. Tinker putting it on isn't the issue. I think so. They think this would be wreck or tinker.
Or you
I'll go
wreck or skirmish?
wreck or
Yes,
skirmish.
my
Yeah,
mistake.
I'll go wreck because I have a shot then.
Yeah, and I think using your
Um,
banner, your bandolier allows you to use it to the same effect as skirmish here.
Well, the wreck thing is what's it called? It specifically calls out.
Distractions and chaos,
Yeah.
and wrecking a place, item, or obstacle with savage force or carefully applied sabot.
Yep. Some of the
Yep.
examples in the book specifically say that wrecking in a fight, or at least to cause harm to another person, might have less effect, though. Is that your
Yeah,
intent?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not looking to cause harm. I'm looking to get both sides of this bar to start fighting whoever's in front of them.
Ah,
Right?
okay.
I figure the Leviathan Hunters are probably going to take out some college kids.
Okay.
They're not a united
Just
front,
get it.
right?
Yeah.
Mass chaos. All right, cool.
Yes.
I like that. I'm gonna start. Ooh.
Chaos
Here.
clock.
I think I'm gonna start a clock for Ulfric's gang being defeated after this roll, and it will be larger, requiring more consequences if you succeed. Does that make sense? Because I don't think there's a positive one.
Oh, like starting a clock and then the segments of the clock are greater, the greater
The better
successes.
the roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's confusing, but I'm trying to think of any other way. Because
You're essentially setting the health for
Okay,
both
so the roll
guys.
determines the size of the clock, is what you're saying.
the roll determines the size of
Gotcha.
the clock. Better roll, higher clock is better.
Could it just be ticks onto the clocks we already have, like one on each?
I don't, because that's, he said he's not trying to do harm to them, so I don't think so. Unless
So
you
I'm trying
want
to get them to do harm to each other.
Yeah.
Is
Okay. Then yeah, it could be just one tick on
Ticks on the clocks that we have.
A tick on each.
Yeah.
2,
Yeah.
1.
Divided
or this could be a setup move for Adric's next
Or out, yeah.
whatever. Yeah, from
Setup
my
honestly
side,
makes-
basically.
Yeah.
Setup honestly makes the most sense. A floating setup is
That
the
makes sense
result.
because setup means you can choose better position, which is what this would be most likely. But it is up to whoever receives the setup to choose that. I think, or the whoever does it. Either way, not me. Okay, let's roll for setup.
Okay. So position is
Position here, I think during the it takes about a time you're in the middle of a bar fight. It's gonna be desperate because people will start running at you if you.
Okay.
Also, I think
Totally
the
fine
big
with that.
thing that's desperate is that it's a liquid that makes whatever it touches float.
You spill some on something unintended.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, or even on
There's
yourself.
a lot of
Might be
ways this
weird.
could go wrong.
You
I told you
stole fizzy
not-
lifty drinks.
That's what I was gonna do.
Yep.
Good day, sir. I said good day.
Devil's bargain.
right, so Desperate effect is, I think, standard.
Effect
Not injured
here
anymore.
is for a setup. I don't think effect matters.
Okay.
And Devil's Bargain, if you want one, is another tick on your involvement with Heartcom. Being exposed.
Fuck it.
You-
Let's do it.
Yeah, that makes it halfway.
All right. 4.
Got a 4.
141.
Okay, mark the XP. So yeah, I think that
Yay.
there's consequences though. So I think you pour it in, you throw the table, and I think you see one of the Leviathan hunters just like ducks under the table. He doesn't even really look at it. He's just like, and he's just staring at you while he's ducking it, and then he just charges at you, knocking you into another table that has the oil on it, and both of you, and he's just like punching you while both of you are floating midair.
Come with me.
On a floating
and you'll
Moving back
be-
and forth as he's punching down at the table.
Yeah, I think this will be level 2 harm. The other consequences, you're floating midair now, and yeah, he's just like wailing on you. You're already quite bruised. These guy
Okay.
punches real hard.
So I will use my armor to make that level 1 harm and then resist it. Yeah,
Yep.
that's how that works.
Yep.
Okay. Resisting with prowess. Oh god, that sucks. All right.
I believe.
Don't you complain to me about taking harm when you're doing assault like plans. This is on you.
No.
Why do you think I took tough as nails?
That's
3
fair.
stress
Okay. Zaid.
and
you-
nothing.
Yes, and you don't take any harm. Zaid,
Yeah,
you see all of this
sure.
happening. So
I'm with Hicks.
you're with Hicks.
I think
Okay.
we're back around to Adric if we're taking turns.
I was checking because Zaid hasn't done anything. I was checking if you really were with.
Oh,
Hicks.
you haven't? I thought you did. Sorry.
No.
Okay, so it's your turn.
Like if we get to behind the bar,
Yeah, you're inside the back area.
Yeah,
there's just
you're
like an
the-
open. Yeah, you can get to behind the bar fairly
Yeah,
easily
you're-
now.
You
Kellum
can start
is
there.
with me,
Yeah, you can
so
start
bar's
behind the
probably
bar.
able to-
Yeah, you can see Ulf is like beelining for Kellen, who is still like he's halfway behind the bar. Like he's kind of in that
Yeah, he
empty.
stepped out. He's like next to the bar. He stepped out to beam the kid,
Yeah, and now he's back in the like doorway behind it.
He's trying
Alright.
to walk back to his safe spot.
Yeah, holding
Here's
his club.
here's what I want to do, since I assume he didn't hear the door burst open behind him, because
No.
there was a fight going on in
Yeah,
front of him.
no, he didn't. He
Yeah.
doesn't know you're here.
I would like to prowl behind him and throw him toward Ulf. Just get him
Nice,
from
just, like,
behind
throw
the
him
bar
in
to
front of
the
the bar?
to like
Just throw him
the
over the
dining
bar.
room.
Okay.
Yeah, just
yeah.
throw him over the bar.
Okay.
Yeah, just rush in and just push him.
Just
get him.
Yeet him. Just
Okay, this is-
yeet him out of
I
there.
think this is desperate. He's gonna hit you. He's
You
just gonna
only
attack you if he
need-
does if he sees you. So this is desperate.
Okay. Desperate. I'm using
Prowl.
prowl because I'm sneaking up on him to get him out of there.
I think limited effect right by default. He is looking around trying to make sure no one does no one is getting close to him. So
I would like to
Yes.
point of order. He does not know. He thought he locked his back door securely. He does not know.
He's not looking behind him. He's looking in front of him.
yes.
Also, it's been about 2 seconds since attacking me.
Yes.
He was just fighting. Like,
There
I
is
understand.
someone in the kitchen stirring the pot of soup. You also have to avoid. Well, that would make it desperate. Yeah. Okay. Do it.
Yeah,
Desperate Standard?
Mike.
Desperate standard.
Okay.
Yeah. If you do it,
Any
you can
sort
just
of
toss him.
devil's bargains.
Devil's bargain. Not that. Not that. I'm trying to think. I can think of none right now. I have one. I tick 1 on the ghost calling on you, because why are you doing this instead of helping him?
It's fair. I'm willing to take that one.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure between the Skurlock job, like the downtime between this job and the next job, I'll fill up his clock.
Okay.
So I'll take a 1. Here we go. 6.
Okay. So he the devil's bargain helped you. So he like maybe he turns around and sees you but can't do anything. Like just in time, you're already there, and he's like, and then you toss him overboard backwards into who just like catches him. Really? He's like, there you are.
I like push
Listen,
him over the bar.
You and
with
me,
like
we're gonna have a chat. And like in the middle of the bar fight with everything happening around them, he starts.
Yeah, I think when Zayd gets up to him, before he pushes him, he goes, "You should join the party," and pushes him over the bar.
Perfect. You're in full Phoenix getup, right? Because
Yeah.
Wolf wouldn't know you were Phoenix. Awesome. Okay. So Adric, all of this is happening. Kellen is no longer a threat right now. It seems Wolf is dealing with him.
Good job, kid.
What do you do?
And the Leviathan hunters are
Leviathan hunters are
rank a bit.
well, they're doing work right now. Leviathan hunters are Wolf's gang is tough. Leviathan hunters are just as tough, and there's more of them.
Oh, my point is there's a setup action you could take advantage of.
That's also true.
Yeah, no, I'm not quite sure how many actions or if I need a flashback for this. I'm hoping to have figured out which Leviathan hunter seems to be like the leader or whatnot, make a beeline for them, and give them a little bit of a talking to and a stab.
Okay, I think that sounds like
Prison yard this.
Well, there's 2 ways to do about that. If you are looking around right now, it would be a setup action. Actually, it would be a setup action either way. You could do it now, or you could do it in a flashback from before the door was kicked down.
I would probably have done it in a flashback. Like, I was in here, I'm saying, oh, this is going to be a problem. Who's in charge? Who's the big person that we're going to need to deal with?
Okay, awesome. Who's laughing the loudest and telling most of the jokes amongst the table of life?
Mm-hmm. Who has the most tattoos?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you roll survey?
Okay.
Is there stress for the flashback?
This will be one stress, I think.
Okay. Can I argue for any sort of advantage with knowing Leviathan hunters? And being able to read that level of...
I think that if you succeed, you'll have some extra information, so it will be extra effect.
Okay.
So,
position controlled?
Position in the flashback would be actually it would be controlled. Yeah.
Okay. And effect just standard?
This is a setup roll, I think, so I don't think it matters if that's
Okay.
because you're going to like target the right person.
Yeah,
So
basically.
yeah, I think this is another setup.
Okay. Yeah, just give it a 50-50 chance. There's no need for a Devil's Bargain or to push myself on this.
It's
Why did
also
you have to say it out
controlled.
loud? Why did you have to
Yeah,
say it out
well, of
loud?
course.
Not a 4.
4. So
It's still a
Okay.
success, and if it's controlled, there's very few consequences.
So
0.
I think you see this person, and I think he seems vaguely familiar to you. I think that this person, it wasn't recently, but after some thinking, this is one of the guys who like helped get your sister kicked off her boat.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh, good.
And
There's
he
gonna be
locks
one
eyes
bot
with
here.
you and recognizes you too. In return, when you see him, he's like, "Who is this? Who's this?" And then you're looking each other down for a minute, and then both of you have that like recognition in your eyes.
Oh, moment before, yeah.
And then the door, everything, and then everything
Yeah.
happens. Okay, so
Right.
back in the
So,
fight, we have 2 setup actions.
In the fight, I am intending to get on over to him. What I am wanting to do is get behind him. I want to try and position a knife at his side and basically tell him to get his people out of here. So I am trying, I think, for command, but it's a little bit hard. And honestly, whether or not he does anything, I intend to stab him. So
Okay, I think he is actively looking for you. He lost track of you in all the chaos, but he's actively he seems to know that you're more dangerous than you look, and he's actively trying to keep an eye out for you. So I think that the first thing you might need to do is just sneak up on him. This might be just prowl. In the middle of a bar fight, it would still be prowl.
fair enough.
So I think let's start with that. You can use your setup actions if you want to. By default, your effect, I think, would be limited with before the setup actions, because he knows who you are, he's actively looking for you. So sneaking up on him is going to be
How
hard.
do the setup actions actually help?
You choose to either increase your effect or make your position safer by 1 step.
Okay. Oh, great. So we're currently looking at risky limited.
Yes.
Okay.
And I can see both of your setup actions, yours and Grind's, working in this to help if you want to spend that charge.
Yeah.
Well, if it's risky
I'm-
limited, you can do set up to make it risky standard, and then you make it desperate for the XP.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Push it to desperate standard for the XP, basically
Yeah.
having.
This would be you sneaking
then-
right
yeah.
in the worst part of the bar brawl to get to him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And that only uses 1 setup action, so the next part
And I
can be-
think I would want that great effect, which would use the actual setup action, because that way I could actually,
Yeah.
Well,
have
wasn't the
gotten into
survey-
that position.
There are 2
because I
setup
think even
actions.
standard, it's going to be hard to get to what I'm wanting there.
Yeah.
so there's 2, right? There's
There's
the
2.
survey that you just
There's
did.
2.
You could do
Yeah.
the chaos one to sneak up to him, and then later the I know
Doesn't
him one.
minusing the position up the effect usually? Isn't that a
yeah.
trade-off?
Yeah, and so use 1 now because he's limited. 1 from going to desperate, and then 1 up to great effect if you want to.
What I'm trying to say is it's normally risky limited, so going down to desperate puts that
Up to
limited up to standard.
Yep.
And then using 1 setup action to bring it up to great.
Yep.
So
Okay.
desperate great is the end result with 1 floating setup action
Yep.
Yeah.
remaining.
Exactly. Okay.
Any devil's bargains here?
I think in all of this, with you displaying your prowess in a bar full of people, presumably not all of them will be dead. Mercy finds Adric. 1 tick on the clock.
I'm taking it.
I have a
Yes.
suggestion
Yeah.
as well.
You've got a suggestion? Sure.
Yeah, level 1 harm.
No thanks.
Well, I think
just
that'd
get
be a consequence of
get
failing.
hit.
You can. That is actually Devil's Bargain say you can accept level 1 harm as on the list of suggested Devil's Bargains.
Oh, it just seems
Yeah.
like an appropriate one if you
Yeah.
don't want that complication.
I'll offer that to
It makes
Zayd
sense, but I'd rather have
much more
mercy in this
frequently.
case. I don't want to start losing effect in the middle of a fight. I am.
Yeah, I'd be willing to take those more because of my tough as nails
Exactly.
thing now.
Yeah.
Okay. You
Okay,
have it.
so bonus dice 1. Let's see how this goes. Well,
Okay,
it sort of
you did
worked.
it.
Yeah.
So I think you basically you do take harm on your way there. You take a fair amount of it. I don't think it's enough that you kill any of them. I think just like you get some. All 3. Oh,
That's need help.
Yeah,
or push yourself.
Hmm?
I'm just thinking of the consequences here.
it could be level 2 harm and then an extra thing.
Yeah. I think.
Stress, maybe, or
I
They aren't
think you
usually
don't. I don't think there's
punished.
any harm at all. I think I'm just gonna fill the clock. Fill your sister finding out. that you
Oh
killed the clock.
no, that's so bad.
Oh, lovely. All right.
Yeah, no, she still hangs around some Leviathan hunters, and so she hears like, "Hey, this like scrawny kid that is like just dodging blows left and right was in the middle of a bar fight, and I don't know why." And you get to him.
she was supposed to meet some of her friends at a bar tonight, but it turns out the door was locked. It was really weird. She knows they were in there.
Yeah. She doesn't
Yeah.
just show up out of nowhere. This will be later, but yeah, she does.
All
I
of
thought
our
you'd-
clocks are being
okay.
filled.
All right.
Slowly.
So,
And yeah,
So
but you
again,
get to him, and with great effect, he doesn't even notice you until your knife's at his throat.
well, probably not throat because height.
You're on a table.
Mine-
It's up to you.
My intention there is like get a knife at the side,
Kidney.
basically, like in the ribs area, and basically like okay, poke and like look, I'm here, and basically I'm looking to command and actually use that savage thing of basically
he has
saying,
seen
get
you do
your
that, yeah.
people out of here, and then I'm going to stab him with the other knife at his leg. Anyways,
That's great.
There's more where this came from if you don't leave.
That is perfect. Okay. And I believe you have like potency if you command someone, or
Yes.
+1 effect level potency if you command someone when they're frightened of you. He is, especially with that. So you have an extra effect. I think this will be still desperate. This guy looks just mean. You can see he is like one of his eyes has a like deep scar over it from some kind of like monstrous wound that he took a long time ago. It's healed over, but one of his eyes is gone, and he just looks angry. This is like the one guy who's not that young.
And being
Okay,
old
so
with
it is-
Leviathan hunting is a big deal.
Yeah.
yeah. So it is desperate. It would normally be standard effect.
Normally, yes. You snuck up to him. You're threatening his life. This is a Leviathan hunter. No, this is normally limited. He wouldn't care if you're threatening his life. He's in that's his job. So normally it would be limited, but you up it to standard.
Okay. Can
Then you have
I
a setup so you can move it
that
to the
setup
tool.
action to move it to great?
Yep.
Because
you know
again-
him.
He knows me, I guess.
He knows. He's heard some like worried rumors about you.
Yeah. He knows
And-
you know him, you know where his carotid artery is. It's a whole
Yeah.
Very
whole
intimate
thing.
that way.
He knows you have a knife to him.
He knows you know
know.
how to
it's a
use
whole
it.
thing.
Okay, that works very well. So desperate, great again.
Okay, and I think that
That's gotta
regardless
roll.
of whatever stab thing is happening at the end, this is command roll.
Yes.
Desperate, great, and 1 bonus die from the thingy.
Don't forget your XP.
Yep, thank you. I'm pretty sure there aren't any devil's bargains, but let's see. Any thoughts?
Nah.
I don't
Uh.
think you'll take another one for Mercy finding you right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Um,
Actually, stress to push yourself, that can be just grab another die?
Yeah.
yes, 2 stress.
Two
to
stress,
grab
grab a
another
die.
die.
I'll do
Yeah.
that. Okay.
And then if you do that, you can't take a devil's bargain, so you're good.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, let's do this.
Ooh,
Well, I'm glad I
Five.
tried as many dice as I needed.
Yep.
you got a 5.
Got a 5. So
Shish.
Yep.
great effect. The Leviathan Hunters, 3 of their ticks go
Is
up.
3 great?
I think it's 3, and then if you critical on a great, it's 5. And then similarly, if you critical on a long-term project or on a downtime action, it's also 5 for something that would be a clock.
So what's 6?
Nothing will fill 6. 5 is the most you can fill.
No. What is the 6 on the die
What if
roll?
you roll a 6 then?
Oh,
Does that matter?
it's 3 with no consequences. This is
Okay.
a
So
4 and
limited
a 5
would
is
be
a 4 and a 5 is both.
limited. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
limited
I
is
guess
1,
extreme
standard
would
is
be
2.
4.
Yeah.
Extreme would actually probably be 5. It just
Oh.
you in most of the things it just bumps up from 3 to 5. There is no 4.
Okay.
I got even number clocks, odd number fill-ins.
Yep. So I think he says he like looks. Well, he doesn't look at you. You're behind him. But he's like, Patrick. Fine. I think he's just like. I think he just says, fine. But before you can stab him, he probably like. I think he's gonna just try and like. He elbows you because you're not that high. He can't reach you with anything else. So he elbows you off to the side, like smashing you into a table, and then all the Leviathan hunters aren't defeated. I think what he does is he calls for everyone to go, and they don't hear him from the chaos. So he just
He tried.
he does try. He like knocks you away, dealing you, in this case, I think level 3 harm. This guy is real strong. And what does he do? No, what he does is he tries to listen to exactly what you said. I think he goes up to the door to leave, and it won't open. He can't leave. He's like, ugh, ugh. It turns around in frustration, and like, I don't think but he doesn't rejoin the fight. But if anyone approaches him to fight him, he'll punch them back, basically.
He doesn't go looking for a fight. He comes and he defends himself.
Exactly. So it's less. He is ready to
Trying
leave
to get
when
his
he can.
people out at least.
Exactly. He's trying,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hicks, I think you were next. You get inside. What do you
Okay.
do? There's somewhere leading upstairs. You could look around for the stuff if you want to. That's in the back.
So where am I? I'm in the back room.
Yeah, there's the behind the bar. You could go there. There's a very small kitchen, like small bedroom sized, with like a pot stewing, and some like maybe mushroom chips and other like strange Duskwallian foods that are
Well, they
available.
probably what's the fat? Probably some like peanuts. Like if you're growing anything underground, maybe just potatoes. Potatoes. Why is it not potatoes?
Good question. Either way, there's like
Still need
there's
sun.
a small kitchen there.
Yeah,
and
small kitchen.
behind the bar, and there's an upstairs. You don't see anything else
Cool.
without going
Yeah,
upstairs.
so
And I've snuck off toward the bar.
Unless you want
I
to like
see-
seriously look.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to spend time back here because I don't care. We got the Phoenix behind the bar already. So I would like to join the Phoenix behind the bar, like run, get behind bar, poke head up. I'm trying to figure out what noxious fume I could throw at Leviathan hunters.
Preferably the one that's trying to pummel my head in, if you don't mind.
Oh, someone's getting their head.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
He's having a 0G like fist fight with someone.
How
right now.
close to the bar are you?
Floating around the middle of the room somewhere, I think.
Yeah, I think we're both.
I
in
just-
the...
I just had the worst idea to do non-lethal hunt damage that's not shooting chandeliers.
Yeah. How I don't know what I need to technically have this, but so yeah, I reach into my bandolier as I get behind the bar,
Mhm.
and we're gonna say for flavor's sake, I have a slingshot, and I slingshot a small little vial quite close to Grind's head.
Oh, you have a blowgun.
Really?
What?
Oh no, that's leeches. That's not you. Never
That's
mind.
not me.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
could
I have
do
a
not
blow
throwing
gun
it
that I
on.
can
weapon
It's
shit
a
on.
vial that has fumes that I'm throwing, or what throwing works. I can just throw a bottle.
Okay.
I throw it.
Well, yeah, you could do a slingshot or a blowgun would be an unusual weapon, I would assume.
That's true.
I
You
just
can just
throw
have
it.
it.
And
Okay, you
I'm
just throw
not
it?
wasting more items.
What
I'm
is
just gonna
what
throw
does
it.
what does it do? What is the gas?
It causes migraines.
Oh, yeah, okay. Incapacitating migraines.
Incapacitating migraines for
Alright.
those who inhale it.
Okay. I think this would be probably wreck. This would
I'm trying to
be-
wreck his well-being.
Yeah, I think this would affect both clocks equally. It's not that you have higher effect, but it's that it will just affect both clocks, whatever the effect
Yeah,
is.
it's fumes.
Yeah.
It's aerosolized Leviathan blood.
Oh, okay, that's certainly desperate because it might drive the Leviathan. It might have an adverse effect with the Leviathan hunters. So desperate.
Why is that desperate? That's just what it is. It's toxic fume from overly heated Leviathan blood
Yes.
causes incapacitating migraines.
You know how Leviathan hunters have seen some stuff? Most of that stuff they were probably smelling electrified Leviathan blood as part of their like battles with.
Oh, it's gonna
Leviathans.
trigger like
It's gonna trigger their
PTSD in
flashbacks,
them.
and they'll go. They
Yeah.
might just go full survival rampage. Because right now
Yeah.
they're having they're in a fight.
They're having a fun
angry,
time.
But
Oh wait, do I have anything else that's like aerosolized?
Yeah, you've got. I mean, there's drown powder. There's standstill
powder.
poison as a powder. Trance powder. Eye
You could ju-
blind.
Grounds powder
Oh.
might be useful if we want to pick their pockets.
I think we're pricking their pockets when they're unconscious on the floor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh balls! I don't know. This is hard.
it's just if it fails, don't worry.
I know the immediate devil's bargain I would offer though.
What's that?
Oh, Grind gets hit with it too. Like
I was already sacrificing grind to the whole plan.
I think my devil's bargain is it goes behind the bar and just, like as the whole building is at risk. If you want to make it get the extra die.
Which one's the? I don't know. Something that is aerosolized that I could throw. Because this.
Any of the
do you want-
powders would work.
Yeah. Sure, we'll do the blind one. No, there's the standstill one. Yeah, temporary paralyzed the powder dude. Throw.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am willing to help you to not cause the whole bar to go up.
Standstill. Yeah, standstill. I would like to throw
Okay.
a bottle of standstill
So
at
what-
the dude who is punching Grind in the everything.
Okay. So
With any luck, he falls off the table and
okay.
it's an obstacle.
There's an
I
obstacle just floating into all his.
Yeah, he's an obstacle floating in the air and can't move.
We
Okay.
could use him
Yeah.
to hit other people.
Exactly.
I would like to help, and my reasoning is that Hicks throws the vial of powder,
And you shoot
and
it?
I shoot it out of midair to cause it to fill.
Nice.
Nice.
So you're looking at the Leviathan hunters mostly to take them out of the game right now.
Yeah, my goal here is Leviathan Hunters.
Okay.
Because I
I've
am
already
more
marked.
confident beating up college students than I am Leviathan Hunters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Then that would be because you're behind the bar, risky. And I think standard.
Make it
Perfect.
desperate.
Yeah, it doesn't do as much area. Yeah, standard effect to take some of them out of the fight.
Yep,
Okay,
I am
what's the-
helping you.
Desperate, it takes a bunch of people.
Yes, it would. I think desperate would probably be. It'd probably be like you wait until the person who's like Grind and the floating guy are like right above a crowd, but you might get their attention. Like it hits more of them, and they might notice you in response. So it's desperate grade. It's up to you if you want to get the
Yeah,
hostile
I'm
attention of a
thinking.
bunch of them.
I'm thinking.
Is he going to
I
heed his own
mean-
advice?
I'm there to
lo-
back you up.
No, I'm looking at my XP. Yes, you're doing desperate great, and I will be.
Yep.
This is going.
You get your die from me. Also, don't
Yeah.
forget that because I am shooting it out of the air for you.
Yep.
So that's desperate great. So that puts me at 3 dice.
Devil's bargain.
I'm listening.
I think we're gonna start the clock with 1 tick on it. About
The
Jay-
cop show up?
about I don't think there's anything specific. This is more about, again, just the time you're taking spinning on this. I would call it it would be a 6 clock, and it would be I don't want it to be too ominous. I'll just say
Jedi's comes to collect.
But I don't understand how this is connected to Jedi's.
it wouldn't be. Not
Yeah.
really.
This would be a massive leap to think that this would increase my exposure to the cult lady.
The other one I
It
can
could
make
just be
Not saying-
is
hate.
your- the other one is your
have
parents.
to be connected.
They don't actually.
they
need to
don't.
be.
I
It's just
say.
a preference, I think, for both of us.
I like connections.
Yeah, your parents finding out is one as well, but I
Yeah.
don't think you want.
No,
to
I'm just gonna do it. I'm not gonna take
I'd
a
still
burden.
say just start a clock for the cops coming. Because I mean,
It's
definitely
Char
need another
Hollow.
action.
They don't come to Char
They don't-
Hollow, really.
They don't come to stop fights. They come to start them, or more specifically, to finish them. They come to
Yeah, I'm
Char
doing
Hollow,
three
it's
dice.
They
never
can
for a
loot
good
the bodies
reason.
and grab the pockets instead
Yeah.
of us.
I'm just doing 3 dice.
True, but it's never for.
Yeah.
reason.
I don't think, especially in Char Hollow, no one goes to the cops and is like, "There's a fight going on," right?
And also,
They've, like,
the people are poor
Yeah.
enough that there's not even usually much if they pickpockets. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still some here, but there's not really. It's not a pressing concern. Okay.
Cool. Rolling. Boopity boop.
6.
6.
nice.
Sick.
What do you
Alright.
mean I need extra dice? I'm just good at games. It's fine.
3 more on the Leviathan Hunters. And yeah, just there's too much chaos. You throw the. Is it a bottle?
Yeah, it's a little vial. It's a tube with a corker in it. I just toss
Yeah.
it, and then it
You
gets
throw
shot
it.
and
You shot
explodes
it.
the glass
Grind.
and
You
stuff.
feel the bullet whizzing past you. It doesn't touch you, but it's like in those way too close moments. It's way too close to a bunch of people, and then it shatters. Glass sprays everywhere, but doesn't hurt anyone really, and just powder. I should have offered
Yeah.
Devil's Bargain Grind's caught in the powder too, because he's part of this.
Too late.
It is too late.
It's not even too late. I just didn't need it.
Yeah,
I didn't even need. I
you
did not
timed
even
it
need
perfectly
the Phoenix's help.
with a 6. So Grind, you are not affected. I think that maybe just the Leviathan Hunter, who's I assume much bigger than you, is blocking the explosion from the vial. He's in front of you. He gets it. He freezes while he's halfway punching you, and it's floating. I think Hicks. What type of paralysis is this? Is this I can't move real at all paralysis, or is this just is limp paralysis or tense paralysis?
This is a limp paralysis.
Okay,
Like
so
it-
he just
Oh no, it's called standstill. So I think it's a tense one. I'm wrong.
okay.
It's
so,
just you just can't move.
so he's just like
He's
this.
locked
He's
up.
holding your collar with one hand. Grind he has his fist out like this, and then just stops. What do you do?
There's a guy down below who's mid sneeze.
Yeah.
It's a powder in the air, and it's irritating his nose. and he starts sneezing.
Oh, that
Yeah.
would be the worst to be
There's,
caught mid sneeze.
Yeah.
That's gotta suck. I think Grind sees him stop and puts a couple of things together quickly and just starts chuckling and just pushes the guy off the table.
Yeah, it's just you and the table floating midair now.
So you float
Yeah.
higher because it creates buoyancy, not lift. So you start floating higher because his weight's gone. So it offsets.
He's like a balloon
Uh,
floating through the air, just mid punch this guy.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna hang on to the table and put it between me and the fight for right now. And let's see what other nonsense I can do.
Sure.
Oh, you know what? No, I think we're gonna do a little flashback here,
All right.
and I think all of us because of where this is happening, went to see Hutton before this started.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
So this, I'll wait to call the cost until afterwards. This might be too stress.
fine.
Do you
I
want to
I
maybe
will pay 2 right now if you want me to. That's not a
Okay,
big
let's
deal.
do it.
take
wanna
a
do-
break before what
Yeah.
seems like an
I
interesting?
think this is
Yes.
time to take a break, and then we will come back to see the conversation with Hutton before any bruises or scrapes
Yeah.
that you guys got. Or so far haven't gotten. I think actually.
Yeah, I am.
I've got
I haven't
broken
even.
rib.
I'm good.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
some stress, but
Yeah.
I just the reason I was like I'll take 2 is because that puts me at 6. I can't overindulge. So
Yes, I
Perfect. All right, we'll be right back in a few minutes. Thank you everyone for watching. This is a chaotic and